Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to another Friday devotion. A little different today, and I'm in my closet for a reason. Number one, we're rushing, but number two, it goes hand in hand with this morning's thought, the challenge for us. Shh. Every Christian needs this secret, and what I'm referring to is fasting. And go with me real quick to Matthew chapter 6, and in verse 16, Jesus is saying here, "Moreover, when ye fast." And so it's not even if ye fast, it's when ye fast. Fasting, of course, to abstain from food, whether it's just one meal or 1 day, 2 days. Jesus fasted 40 days, 40 nights. But it is certainly a thing that Christians ought to be doing, part and parcel of prayer. We don't always have to fast. We always have to pray, but we should fast when we can, okay? And fasting really gives us super prayers. And so this is what Jesus says, "Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance." So don't look like you're fasting. Don't look like you're weak, even though we feel weak. "For they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their rewards. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly." And so that's the challenge for us. Christians ought to be fasting, but when we fast, no one really ought to know. It's not just a power prayer, but it also, think about this, there is a side to us that no one else is aware of, that only God knows. And this hidden side of us is actually more spiritual than what others might believe us to be. Oftentimes, it tends to be, sadly, the other way around, where it's easy for us to act spiritual at church, on Sundays. And then, behind the scenes, we are less spiritual. By doing this challenge, we are actually more spiritual than what we appear to be. That's a wonderful thing, and it's what God instructs us, commands us, exhorts us to do. Yes, Scripture says, pray without ceasing, but the context of biblical prayer always includes fasting, and certainly even if it's just one meal, skip lunch, or skip dinner. Now, most of us might skip breakfast to begin with. That doesn't count, okay? So skip a meal you would normally skip. If you can go for a whole day, it certainly would bind your heart that whole day to the Lord. Say no to the flesh once in a while, right? Let the flesh know it stands behind our spirit. And so that's kind of a challenge for us today, my friends. All Christians ought to have this secret, the secret of fasting, when no one knows we're fasting but God. And so glad you can join me today, my friends. Of course, hope to see you this coming Sunday in the house of the Lord. We're not going to be fasting, we're going to be feasting. Now, God also instructs us to feast, or exhorts us and blesses us with feasting as an assembly. We'll do that this Sunday. It's our Thanksgiving service and our meal. Hope you can join us. Take care, my friends. May God richly bless you. Bye-bye.